How's it going? How are you? How was your week? Mine flew. RMS Re-Evolve Foundation. I found a new trick that I want to share with you guys. You gals, you people. Okay, this isn't the trick. Still not the trick. Artfully slapping it on the face. The brush. That's the move. I have to moisturize a lot before I use this. And a lot for me is something like the SPF, which I always put on. Oil underneath it, and it really, come on, it's really good. It really seems to prevent having that moisture underneath this foundation. Sorry, I feel like I'm off center in my life. The underneath moisture really helps this foundation for me. I have combination skin. There is an ingredient called Titanol. It's their patented whatever. I have a full review back on the site if you want to see it. Links to everything that I use per the usual will be below, but something tightens by the end of the day. And I've tried the kabuki, which I recommended over the sponge. The sponge gave really strong opacity if you like that kind of thing, but skin didn't look like skin as much for me. The other day, I was doing my roundup of favorite blushes. In between applying the blushes on my face and the bronzers, I wanted a clean canvas so you could see what it looked like, and every time I would wipe it off with jojoba oil, by the way, did the trick. Oil cleansing, jojoba. It's easy, it's inexpensive. Every time I would reapply, in order for the product to show up accurately, I would put a clean slate foundation on, and I just reached for the RMS liquid that I had around. I also just reached for the brush. And that is when I made the happy discovery of this brush from Fit Glow. It doesn't have to be this brush. Medium densely packed kind of brush. Something like that that's still soft, not too hard like the kabuki. It's softer than the kabuki. It's a little bit wider than the kabuki. And that, wow, over moisturized skin, I did it a million times because there were 6 products if you haven't seen yet. I'm rolling out my Britt's picks category by category, so you can check that out. Link to that will be below. Right now I've done blushes and bronzers. I will do cleansers very soon, probably next week. I'm working on a download that you can get because I too am impatient. I hear ya. But that's how I discovered it, and it works really, really well. Like, I highly encourage you try it out with any brush you have, and maybe a strong medium coverage foundation. If you have drier skin, temps are getting colder, so it's happening quicker. Just make sure you moisturize. Try that little trick and tell me how it works for you, or does it work for you, or have you already figured something else out? Because I want to know that too. I want to know all the things. But really though, how are you? What's going on with you? Wish this could be 2 ways. You can't talk to me right now because this is being recorded. But one of these days, she threatens a live stream. She's gonna do it. I'm going way out of order. Way out of order. Also, the Kosas brow gel. I'm just gonna talk makeup today. We don't need to do any inspiring stories. I'm just gonna talk makeup. This brow gel from Kosas, I think I might have already mentioned it. I really did like it, aside of the fact that there's crazy amounts of freaking plastic all over this thing. Please, Kosas, please. You know what? I'm not even gonna beg them for it anymore. I'll just look for new guys that know how to do it without the extra plastic. That sounds harsh, but truly that's kind of how I feel. I still love other Kosas products. Oh no, I just used it. I just need to figure something more sustainable out. But that brow works really well until it doesn't. These brows will not stay up for the length of the rest of this video. So she's on the hunt. I've gotten some recommendations from y'all, so thank you for sending those along. I will be trying out some more brow products. I don't like to do soap brows because I feel like it does dry out my brow. I'm gonna put on liquid liner. If you know me, you know that I cannot talk and do this at the same time. We're just not there yet. That's 5 years, I'm still not there. So I'll be right back. But this is something that I've had forever that I haven't used, and this is something that Integrity Botanicals sent me. This was also sent by the brand, the Kosas Concealer. I purchased the first time around, didn't like it. The second time around I really liked it, but nobody told me I needed to review any of these things. I rediscovered this eyeliner from Fit Glow. It's silver, it's very subtle, which is why I didn't really like it in the first place. You have to kind of give these things a minute and play with them. So I try and do that a lot over here. And I tried layering this over. It's almost like a shadow, but it's more subtle. It just softens the top liner, and you don't even have to smudge it. It kind of goes on soft and smudgy, and it's almost like a little something that you know is there and people can kind of pick up, but it's not overt, you know, it's like a soft liner. And then I like to put it on top of the liquid liner. Why? I don't know. I just like the way it looks. I really think you could do this with a metallic shadow and maybe some moisturizer, or I wouldn't do moisturizer around the eye. You know, wet it a little bit and then smudge it. I don't think you need this exact pencil, but I just kind of like what it does. I don't know. that was my new thing. So the brush was a new thing. Layering the liner on top of the liquid liner to soften it was a new thing. The other thing I like about that is it looks like you know what you're doing and you don't have to be super precise, and it's pretty quick. I'm only gonna use bronzer for eyeshadow and possibly blush today for eyeshadow. I have been trying the Gen C mascara. It has 200 plus positive reviews. I have tried way too many mascaras, so it's a little bit different than somebody who's just going like, I love it, who maybe hasn't tried an absurd amount of mascara, but I'm not impressed. Sorry, Gen C. I like the brand. I feel like they're blowing up right now, so congratulations. I like a smaller brand, but I just was underwhelmed by the volume. There will be a scorecard so you can see what I'm talking about there. That's the first impression. Maybe it'll change. We like to try for over a week over here. And by we again, I mean me. I don't know why I keep saying we. So I'm gonna apply the Tower 28 mascara. I still really like it, but it does flake throughout the day, and it is still kind of hard to get all of those fibers off. This is like the Fit Glow. That's the other thing that I thought of this week. There were two things I thought of, no, I'm just kidding. It reminds me of the old Fit Glow mascara. You guys remember that with the acorn brush? It was so good, so good. But it used to go on and it had very noticeable fibers when I would rinse it off. I liked it. I liked it a lot. This reminds me of that. It's probably a little cleaner. The Fit Glow was a little bit easier to take off and remove. But again, I really like it. I just don't like it as much as, I don't know, the ILIA. I really should have had breakfast before filming this. I'm so hungry. It is more of a lash multiplier, volume builder. It's got great qualities. I think it's gonna be less irritating than the ILIA for some eyes. Not a cosmetic chemist, you'll have to check that yourself. So it's like a runner-up. And possibly priming the lash would help with fallout, but she doesn't have a primer. She doesn't have a primer. I don't like a two-step mascara most of the time. Rose Inc Cream Bronzer, this guy. Have it in shade Kawaii, this brush. This is the brush. Now the Say brush I tried for the Say Sun Melt, that's this guy. It hasn't worked for me. People love it. Hasn't worked for me. Then, I'm telling you guys, I'm just reaching for brushes and things this week. It's just like, I should just do this every week. Sigma Duo Fiber Powder Blush F15. That's all you need to know, all the words. You swirl, you don't need to tap, but I do a nice swirl. And you're looking at it and you're like, this is the weirdest brush ever. It applies bronzer, cream bronzer, so well. Very light touch over pretty much anything. And it's really a subtle bronze at first, but you can build it up with this brush. It's unexpected. It's a little unexpected joy that I discovered this week. And so instead of having you wait, that's why I like the Feel Good Fridays, I can tell you now. You can find this brush online and see if you have something like it in your own space, Have it in your space. See that? Oof, it's good. Swirl it around. Sometimes with the Say Sun Melt, which is too orange for me, it's just a shade issue. Also, they have fragrance in it. I don't know why. I just stop. I'll do that. It's rude, but you know what I mean. Find that it leaves, it just sort of, at some points with that brush, it kind of creates texture on top of the skin, which I do not want, especially when it looks darker than the actual skin. Not the good. Beautiful. So I'm keeping this open because I'm gonna do a real quick zhuzh on the eyelid. I love wearing bronzer as eyeshadow. I've always loved this. I've done this since forever. Hi. So when traveling, it's one less thing to pack and you're winning. Notice I haven't put any powders on. I'm not against powders. I like them. I will be doing my favorite powder foundation, setting powders and stuff like that. But not today. Not today, friends. Lip. Combo, shocker. You saw me put on the lip liner. It's from $19.99. It's not just a lip liner, it's a multi-line. Raise your hand if you believe that lip pencils are all lipsticks. Anything's a multitasker if you want it to be. So I appreciate the marketing, but I also appreciate the education, to be honest with you. Maybe some people don't think that or haven't thought of that, so that's good, but you can use it as a multitasker. This is the Rose Inc. Wow, I look insane putting that on. I am nuts about the shade and about how this feels. This is going to be on Britt's picks. I love it. It's one of the best fall transitional colors that I've tried. It's like, it's deep, but it's not too dark. It's just, I love it. The Tower 28 that sometimes I feel, sorry, loud car. Honestly, the loud cars in the South, well, they're in the North and the West too. Scratch that. I have the Tower 28 that I just like to put on top. And then you can use it here and here. You don't like a lot of blush. And why not? Why why not? Overall, it's like a warm look to take you from spring to fall. To zoom. We zhuzh the hair expertly. We zhuzh it. We zhuzh it. We zhuzh it. This thing I'm seeing on, I've always seen it on Instagram, but lately it's like, it's this performative makeup application stuff. When I do my IGRs, reels, I usually don't make a ton of facial expressions because I can't stand that stuff, but I know some people love it, and that's okay. That's okay, you won't see me doing that probably. And if you do, something has gone terribly wrong. That's the look. I hope you have an amazing Friday. I'm sending all the good vibes your way. Share in the comments below what you are currently loving this week. It doesn't have to be makeup either. What's making you feel good this week? It's just like, let's bring the good energy into the video, to the comments, and send us all off into the weekend on a high note. All right, I'll see you guys right back here real soon. Until then, bye.